There we go. Why is nothing working for me today? I've lost you all.
Oh, no.
Talk amongst yourselves while I find out what happened.
It's a great start to the live.
I know, it always is. It's because I've got so many. There we go. I found you. So many tabs open. I'm in the middle of an essay, and I'm so chaotic. I have like 20 different tabs open, and I never put any of them down in case I need them again in the future. So I've got you guys on a pop out, and yeah, I'm chaotic.
I'm the same at the moment. Don't worry, I get that. Oh my god, if you can hear anything, my dog is like chewing my chair, so sorry.
Oh, we need to see the dog.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Let's see. She's literally having a really good time down here.
Is her name Kiwi?
Yeah. Oh my god, she's quite big now.
Aww. That's adorable.
Yeah. She has so many toys, and she's found a piece of ribbon, and this is keeping her entertained more than anything. So yeah, now she's gonna go back down. But yeah, so she's stuck in here with me for a bit. So sorry.
I'm sure the hamster will come out at some point.
No.
Now that she actually likes giving cuddles. How are we all anyway? This is like a group of people that I've never seen all together.
Sure.
I like it because I was saying the other day, I was like, oh, I'm used to having the same people over and over again. Like I'm always on Shannon's live streams on a Sunday, and getting all different people in is fun.
Yeah, it's nice to actually like chat to people.
Like, oh yeah, definitely.
Like people you don't normally speak to as well. I think that'll be really nice.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So Cecilia, where are you from? Because you said you're having lunch. So
oh yeah,
I mean not in the UK.
No, I'm in the US. I live in Texas, sadly, but it happens. But yeah, so yeah, I'm from the US.
Wow, that's so cool. So what time is it where you are now then?
It's 1:30.
It's so weird to think that like somebody is having a completely like different time of the day.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just having lunch. It's fine.
Yeah, I understand the concept of time zones, but the reality of it always like messes with my head a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah,
exactly. And we just had like the time change, so then my whole body is just all screwed up. So I'm like, and then I was like, I think y'all have it this weekend, or you just had it? I don't remember.
Yeah, we're about to have it.
Yeah, so then I was like, oh wait, now I don't remember. Now I went on like online and I was like, okay, what? How does this correspond?
Even in the middle of summer, I say that our time zone is GMT.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I forget that it changes to
yeah,
BS.
Yeah, I get that. It's cool.
Ooh, this is a nightmare. Sorry. Keeps like little things. So like my lip seal is now the most fascinating thing in the world. And I'm scared she's gonna like knock off the laptop or something.
Nice.
All right, carry on.
Puppies are just crazy, aren't they? I've never had a dog, but cats, my kittens, when they were little, they would like run up the curtains, just be like get themselves into the most crazy places that we were like, how on earth did you like get your head stuck in there? Like what were you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a cat as well, and yeah. They just know how to play you as well. Like they just know.
Definitely. Do they get along, your cat and dog?
Not really, but my cat's like 14, and obviously Kiwi's a puppy.
Yeah.
Quite like but she's past caring.
Yeah, she has like the conservatory to herself, and she just chills in there all day. And then if the dog comes up to her, she'll literally just go.
Yeah. That's what my cat's like. She's about 13, or my parents' cat, not my cat, sadly. I went back in January for a couple of weeks, and she has hated me her entire life. She has absolutely hated me. And then when I went back this for this period of time, she just would not leave me alone.
Oh,
Aw.
She obviously missed you.
Just looking out for me. Like they know when you're not well, don't they? So like I'm more convinced of that than ever. But she would come into my bedroom and the hamster would be out, not walking around like the bed or anything, but she'd be playing around her cage and the cat just was not fussed.
really?
Yeah, not bothered. She would like look up if she heard her, but she'd look at her and then just go back to sleep.
Oh my god, my cat caught one of my hamsters before. I used to have hamsters when I was younger, and I don't know what happened. I think I was upstairs, but I just heard like my sister like screaming. And the hamster got loose under the table, and the cat was obviously going for it. And she had it in her mouth at one point, but like she didn't do anything. And the hamster survived, but obviously it was traumatized and like bit everyone as soon as you went to get it out of the cage. And I've never felt so bad in my life, but like. Yeah, I think she would have gone for it. Really.
No, it was like after Charlotte's live show on Friday night. Honestly, I felt drunk and I wasn't. I got up to get the hamster out of the cage and she just climbed up the side and fell down the back of the TV cabinet.
Oh.
And she's never done that before. She comes up and like tries to scrabble out of the front because she knows that's how I get her out. But she just, before I even got to her, she was at the other side and she just tumbled head first.
Oh no.
And, you know, when you just like freeze, I couldn't see her, I couldn't hear her. That's where all the cables are, because obviously the TV's there, the PlayStation's there, the fairy lights from the balcony are there. It was the most traumatizing moment of my life.
Oh my god.
I
Is
know.
it okay? Is it
Yeah.
okay?
She's absolutely fine. Yeah, she came out from underneath. I lured her out with a peanut, and then and then she's only got like friendly with me lately. Like she's only trusted me and like let me pick her up lately. But she ran up to me and just right into my hands, and she just sat still for like 10 minutes, and I was like, "It's okay, I got you."
Oh, bless.
No, yeah, it was horrible.
That's so sweet.
See, it's not just me.
Yeah.
No, I had no clue. I just always said GMT, and I was like, yep, I think that they know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's always so sad when the time goes forward because it's my partner's birthday on Sunday, which is the day that, like, in very early hours of the morning, everything goes forward. So he's like, "Oh, I missed like an hour of my birthday," or like goes forward, and it's not fair.
Oh.
Second lockdown birthday, he's not happy.
Oh.
Moving. Oh, bless.
I know, it's funny.
Oh, that sucks. No, I had a
Sorry, carry on.
No, you're good. No, when the time changed here last week, I worked at like 7 a.m. and I didn't sleep until like 1 a.m. and I was like, I'm already regretting this decision. I went into work and I was like, can I leave, please? I'm tired.
Okay. I'll start a sprint at 1:45. How long do we want to do? Do we want to do like half an hour? Because I see the 45-minute ones and that just sounds long.
Oh, yeah.
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 Good.
Half
Yeah,
an hour
well,
sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I spend about 10 minutes like making a cup of tea and stuff as well.
Yeah, because you get to a point where you just don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so I like that. What's everybody reading then?
Ooh.
Have you read any?
Of these.
No, I haven't. This is my first Ruth Blair book.
Oh,
Yeah, I read it a while ago and then I just never picked it back up. And then I tried reading it last weekend for Bookopolis and kind of failed. So I want to get through it now.
45 minutes is definitely too much commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
especially the first sprint. I feel like I need to ease into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I feel like I'm always way too distracted in the first sprint. And that after that I kind of get into it. But
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
True.
earlier I saw Jade City, but I didn't see the
Oh,
other.
yeah. No, I've been reading it since July, which is very sad. And I have Jade War as well. And I'm literally like, I think 80%. I only have like 100 pages left. So
Ooh.
I'm
Why
gonna.
has why has it taken so long? Is it just been a struggle to read for you, or?
Yeah, I've been kind of in a slump since like July, but like it's weird. Only very specific books I'm able to finish, or it's for a book club or something like that. So, and Jade City hasn't been in any of those very specific books, but now I really want to read it. So it's the time.
Are you enjoying it? Because I've got it on Kindle, but I've heard a lot of mixed things, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should. Yeah.
I'm loving it. It's really good. It's really interesting. Like it's very dark, not very dark. It's like it's kind of dark. I really like the magic system, the world, this world building, and there's some twists and turns that I wasn't expecting. I like cried a little bit. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
Also, that was another reason why I didn't read it for like a month. I was like, I can't handle it.
Yeah. Need a break.
Yeah, I was like, I need a break.
It sounds like a Sylvie book.
I did try and read it and I want to reread it. I think I got Annamount in like 2 years ago, and for whatever reason, I stopped and I can't remember why. But I've heard a lot of people say a lot of really good things, so I really want to like pick it back up and try again.
You should. And the third book comes out, or I think the last book in the trilogy comes out this year.
Ooh, okay.
Good time to jump on the bandwagon then. I've recently bought it actually, so that's good to know.
Yeah, good time to do it.
Yeah, I'm so bad at actually starting off series and then never continuing on with them. I feel like if there's like a year between two books coming out, I just won't read them. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely a binge reader, so that'd be really cool for me.
Yeah, it's a book that you think about a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Hmm?
I was going to say, are the names as similar as in Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings?
No.
Like fantasy worlds have weird names anyway, don't they? So like,
Yeah.
ask that.
And some of the names are like Han, Lan. There's like Kikon. It's all Asian inspired. Kilo, Barrow. So I guess they're kind of similar, but not like very similar, and they're not really hard to pronounce, I would say. But
When you get a book and it's hard to pronounce a name, or you get it in your head and you think you've got the name right, and then it turns out you haven't. I've started reading the Throne of Glass series recently, and I don't know if any of you have read any of those, but like the two love interests, like right at the beginning in the first like couple of books, the one that's spelled Chaol, in my head I was like, Chow, obviously it says Chow. And then I said that in a video and those people were like, no, it's like ale or something like that. But in my head I cannot not say that now.
Yeah, I'm the same with like Manon from that series as well.
Yeah.
Reese from Akatar. They're like Welsh names, so I say them proper Welsh, but people like call me out on it. So I'd say Reese or Manon, and then they're like, no, it's Manon and Reese, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, funny.
Thing with them, I'm like, that's how I say it. So,
oh yeah.
But yeah.
And then sometimes you just see the author has come up with a completely different like pronunciation that does not make any sense even when they explain it to you, and you're like,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna stick to this name. So I was gonna read The Wonder by Emma Donoghue, but Chloe's in the chat, so I'm gonna start Chloe Brown because she got it for me. We're on 45, so let's see if I can get this right this time. So, 2 minutes. Right. Share the screen. Tab. Timer. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
I nearly lost the tab again. We were just gonna have beeping for ages.
How did everyone get on?
Good.
Nobody sounds too sure.
The book I'm reading, I don't know if any of you have read any books by Garth Nix. He wrote the Old Kingdom like fantasy series. Anyway, this is a companion novel to that like fantasy series, but I didn't realize that like only the first story is actually in that world, and so I'm on like the next one and it's like nothing to do with what I've read before, so it's a bit, I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah.
We have a Caris.
Hi. I was just sitting there watching you do the end of that last sprint in the waiting room, like.
I was
so
around it.
it's fine. Felt so creepy. Only a couple of minutes. So. It's on you all.
What comments did we have? Oh, we've only had a couple of comments since then. Nobody told me that Chloe Brown starts with a car crash.
Oh.
And for
I
those
got the synopsis.
those of you who know about my driving anxiety,
I'm sorry. I swear that was in the synopsis. Oh no.
I was like, oh god. Thankfully, she wasn't.
Are you enjoying it?
Huh?
Aside from that, are you enjoying it so far?
I don't think I'm far enough into it to say whether I do or not. I've literally read the first chapter.
Cool.
Do you drive, Shah?
I can. I do. I don't at the minute. The car is sat on the driveway with a dead battery that I can't be bothered addressing.
I was actually on my like second driving lesson. I was actually crashed into by somebody else, and so that was like just put me off. So I can drive, but I don't. I very rarely drive because I can walk to work as well, so it's like fine. But
Oh, cool.
That's traumatizing. Like,
yeah, the woman who did it, she was there like, oh my god, and she like was crying. She was like, I've ruined your life, you're not ever going to be able to drive, like what are you going to do? And I was just there like, it's fine. And like,
Oh no.
Did Caris just give me grief for being in the waiting room and then
Yeah, she's
immediately disappear?
I was like, where'd you go?
No, I hate driving so much. I was always quite nervous when I was learning. And to be fair, I think it's because of the last year, because I passed my driving test at the end of 2019 and I got my first car in February of last year, like February the 23rd. So I literally had my car for 4 weeks.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like, now you can't go anywhere. So yeah, It's just sat out there. It's bright colour though.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Are you guys all working from home? Or are you like out in the world still?
Yeah, I work at a grocery store, so I've been out in the world the entire time. Also here, everything's open 100% and there's no mask mandate. So everyone's acting like things have gone back to normal.
Oh my God, I would hate that. That's why
I hate it so bad.
I work in a supermarket as well. I work at Marks and Spencer's, and I've had to take a break off there because like people were stressing me out, and it was like, oh, I just couldn't deal with it. And then I'm also on placement now, so I'm in schools training to be a teacher, and that in itself was stressing me out. So like, I'm still working at Marks, but like not currently. I'm on a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was working through it a while as well. So yeah. Also, excuse the fact that I am bright red. I honestly have no idea what is wrong with my
You can't even blame the cider this time.
look at me. Oh my days. I'm not even hot. Oh wow, right. You guys calm down.
No, I've been working blended. I've always had to go in 1 day a week, and occasionally it will be 2 days a week. But I've asked to have more office days because obviously I've got no family here either. So I'm not at work, I'm at home by myself. So after I had my time off in January and February, I made it a condition of going back to work that I go to the office more. And it's not
I can completely get that.
Yeah. And it's the kind of job I don't think you can do at home.
Wow.
No, I can't say what it is on this, but it doesn't. It's a social work, support work type job.
Oh yeah.
And you can't do it on the phone at home and invite that kind of stuff into your home.
Oh no.
Definitely.
What about you, Sylvie?
I am not working at the moment, so I'm studying and I'm just in my bedroom and don't leave, which, is safer, but has its own issues. But yeah. We were on campus a bit, but I haven't been on campus since December now. It's all been online and it's lab stuff, so that's been impossible. So we're still going to see if we can go back in after Easter. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with a bunch of my assessments because we've not had any time in the lab looking at. I do like anthropology, so I need to look at bones, and we've just not been allowed in. It is what it is, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, it's tough. I work at a university in the accommodation, and like half our accommodation is just completely empty, and it's been empty for ages because none of the students can actually get back to live in it. And so but I've had to work all the way through because we've got to be there for the students that are still living in the accommodation. So it's been pretty crazy. That first week last year when they announced everything and the university said like, oh, everyone needs to like go home, it was literally like the end of the world. It was quite scary with all the students kind of coming down, and we've got students from all over the planet, and they're like, should I get a plane home? Like, will I be able to get a plane home? And I'm like, I don't know the answer to that. Like, I can't tell you to get on a plane. I'm not sure. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, we've got a couple of
No, it's okay.
No, we've got a couple of international students who went home for Christmas and have not been able to come back, which at the moment is fine because there's no campus time anyway, but they're just stuck. I think they're in the States and they just can't come back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of lucky in the fact that obviously I'm on placement, and it's not like I've finished my degree, but this is like a master's sort of thing. So like I've missed out on about 6 months of placement. So I'll be graduating my PGC with like half the experience that I should have. That's kind of stressing me out. But I know people have it worse. Like I can't imagine now being in third year and trying to write a dissertation this year or anything like that. Because I was lucky. I'd done my dissertation by like Christmas time last year. So like I could, as in last year, I mean 2019. Yeah. so I was just handing it in as everything kind of went into lockdown, but I just cannot imagine the stress of trying to do academic work right now. Like,
It's not great.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not great.
I have a dissertation due in September.
Ooh,
I feel
that's terrible. No.
It's really annoying because I did my master's part-time. So this has been my second year and then I'll be done. And I was kind of glad when the uni shut last March, I was kind of glad that I was doing it part-time because I was like, oh, at least then I'm not actually missing that much class time.
Yeah.
And then I've missed a whole year of class time.
It's just carried on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm part-time. So it's all of our like classes are this year, which I'm missing. And then next year from September, I'll be doing my dissertation. So hopefully things will be more normal so I can actually like, have that access to do the work for it. But I can only hope.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to, let new doctors and things qualify. Because last year they kind of just went, everyone in there last year going to the hospitals.
Yeah, they were desperate, but I don't know, practical courses are supposed to have had time in the lab or time on campus doing whatever they need to do. But I think that has only really applied to like medical because I'm a practical course. I need the time on campus, but we've just not been allowed back.
But even that's been like stripped back.
Yeah.
And like the need to do this
Bare
part.
minimum. Not bare minimum, but bare like essentials.
Yeah.
No, it's been wild doing like, because I'm like an environmental science major. And so I like go on to, because like we have to go onto campus to do our labs, which is like 30-minute drive for me, but it's fine. And then when I get there, it's like we're all wearing masks, but then we're also doing things that it's kind of hard because we're like, you have to sniff it. I'm like, how am I supposed to sniff this? I don't know how this works.
Are you allowed to like pull your mask down to sniff and then put it back up?
Yeah, but it's like it's very weird. And then like half the people there don't even listen, so they're not wearing masks. And I'm just like, I'm stressed all the time.
It was like at the Grammys when they had to wear their masks when they were sat down. But as soon as it was announced they won, it was like mask off. Walk through the crowd of people with your mask off. Like
Reaction shot. We needed to see exactly what they were saying.
Exactly. It's wild.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think they've said for Wales at least the mask thing will definitely be mandatory till the end of this year. There's been like 3 things said that are gonna stay. I think it's like socially distanced, so like the 2 meters, the masks, and something else, but I can't quite remember. But those will definitely be in Wales at least for the rest of the year. So fun. I'm glad though. Like I don't know how I'll go out into the world once like no one's wearing masks anymore. I feel like I will not be able to do it.
Yeah. I think Leicester's had a mask off because there was a lot of people today just not wearing them. Somebody was shouting at somebody in Tim Hortons and took their mask off to do it. And the police were in there getting their breakfast. And I was like, are you... Like, the guy has a mask. He can clearly wear one. And he's taken it off to shout at somebody. And you're not going to do anything? Okay.
Yeah, that's what stressed me out at work. They'd come to the till. And for some reason, getting to the till meant that they could take off their mask. So I was like talking to them. And there's not like a big screen. It's like a tiny little screen like this. And they'd literally go, hi. And I was like...
That's terrible.
Honestly, I felt bad for like the old ladies and that because they'd get like stressed out about it, and I was like, I'm sorry, you have to. And they were like, oh, but I've done my shopping. And I'm like, yeah, but you're still here. Like 2 minutes and you'll be gone. Like it's fine. So I was like, I feel horrible being like, over the nose, please.
No, at my store, we've never throughout the entire pandemic have been able, we weren't allowed to ever enforce the mask rule no matter what. So if people can walk in and we just say, you want one? They're like, no. And then we couldn't say anything. We couldn't have them leave because one time someone broke one of the cashier's arms because they wouldn't let him in. And so they were like, we're not doing it anymore. I'm like, cool. I don't want to get hurt bodily.
Yeah. But like, is it... I don't get why it's that much of a big deal. Like, if I'm working, I have to wear it for like an 8-hour shift. If you go shopping, you have to wear it for like, 40 minutes? If you're doing a big shop, like, it's not that long. It's
yeah.
fine. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, because we're not allowed to stop anyone either. So if they walk in, we just have to say like, you have to wear a mask, and they go, no, I don't. Just carry on walking.
Oh, we flat out refuse if like students try and come into our area with no mask on. They just get turned straight back around again until they go and put it on.
Yeah, I don't know. The shop I work at, it's not like it's in quite a dodgy place. Like considering it's a Marks and Spencer's, it's like yeah, you get like I don't know how to say this. You get types of people in that like don't care. They just want to like fight and argue. So you have to just let them go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish we could refuse because like people have said to me because I'm asthmatic, they're like, you don't have to wear a mask, and I'm like, well, what's the point of me not wearing a mask? Like I can wear a mask and I feel fine doing so. Like I'm gonna wear it. Like, what is the issue?
Have any of you actually had COVID yet?
I tested negative, but I was really, really unwell at the end of November, and I had the symptoms of COVID. And 3 people that I work with in the office and see in the office had COVID that week. Technically, my tests was negative. Well, I had 2 tests; they were negative. I'm a bit like weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I caught it at the beginning of October last year, and I didn't go back to work for like 8 weeks. And I'm like fit and healthy. I have no underlying health conditions, and it properly like absolutely knocked me for six. Like, I didn't end up having to go to the hospital, but like I was struggling to breathe. I literally had like all of the symptoms, and I still can't smell or taste anything properly. Everything it's like awful. Like chocolate tastes savory and gross. Everything just smells a bit like moldy, and it's awful. Even now, yeah, literally, like the only benefit is that I can't smell like the cat's litter tray. There's literally like just no smell at all. So, but generally anything that would smell nice just smells really gross, like something's gone off under my nose. It's not nice at all.
Yeah, see, I was off work for 5 months at this point last year because of my health and the COVID issues, obviously. I was self-isolating, and I basically just haven't left my house unless I had to go to work, or now I have to go to placement. And even then, I've always got a mask. So, like, I'm trying my best. Yeah. I've had my first jab as well. So, like, I'm getting a bit more confident now, but I'm still like, no, I don't need to go anywhere near anyone at the minute.
Yeah, and it's the scary thing is like the asymptomatic, because that's how I think I've caught it, because no one at my work has had it. I work, in an environment where I see like hundreds of people every single day, like students and everything, and nobody in my work had it at all. None of my family. I literally have not known anybody other than me to catch it, and so I have no idea who I picked it up from. It must have been someone who was asymptomatic and just had no idea that they did, like, they might have touched something. I like put it near my face or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's weird. Things like this, though, this is where they should be asking, like, or being a bit more lenient, because well, are they not like coming out to get the animal? Here, I don't know where you are, but here you take your pet to the vet, then you ring them to say I'm here for my appointment, then they come out and get the animal.
I have to put mine in a little like post box.
Not a post box.
We've
a really big post box, I hope.
It's literally just like a big plastic box, but like you have to take them into the reception, put them in this, and then they open a little thing, and then it goes through. It made me laugh, but I'm like, I was so sad, like having to put my dog in there and just being like, hi. Yeah, it is sad, but yeah.
Also, it's a bit scary, like giving your animal to someone, like, and also, vets are expensive. Like, you don't even know what they've done. Like, you don't know if they've actually done the thing that they're charging you a lot of money for.
So I took my cat. She just looked quite ill and stuff, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Yeah, you've got to pay £200 because we took blood tests, we did this," and I was like,
"Give me the photo evidence, please."
Yeah, because I literally posted her as well, and then they phoned me up. like, okay, we're just doing this, this, and this, and it'll be this much. And I was like, oh my god, okay, brill, but yeah, not good. My dog went willingly though. I feel like if anyone tried to like steal her, she'd just be so happy. I like put her over to the vet, and I thought, oh, she's gonna be stressed, like whatever. No, she was just like living life. But yeah, I'm sorry you can't go into the vet with your pets. That's sad.
Should we do some more sprinting?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Should we do another 30? Okay. Let's share it. I'll mute myself because the hamster is being. Okay. How did we do? Got a guess as well.
Oh,
Oh.
Who doesn't like her? Do you not like her? Do you not like her, rodents?
She's so cute.
She's been making a racket for the last half hour or so I had to get her out.
Oh.
But, hey, where are you going?
Paris, I saw that you're reading Shadow of the Wind. That's one of my all-time favorite books. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I am. I'm about a third of the way through, I want to say, but my copy is absolutely massive. It doesn't look that big here, but like compared to a standard paperback, so it's taken me like twice as long to get through a page, which is really annoying me. But yeah, I am really enjoying it so far.
It's like one of those books that has like so many different genres in that I feel like anyone could really enjoy it just because there's just so much that happens come the end. You're like, it's good.
Yeah, I didn't really know before I read it. I thought it was just going to be like a literary fiction sort of thing. I didn't expect there to be like a mystery running through.
Mm.
Oh, there's a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm instantly intrigued by that.
yeah.
Well, I've got it on my Kindle. I really do want to read it, but again, I'm like, oh, I've got so many books I need to read. I'll just put it off for now. But let me know what you think, because Amy is definitely making me want to pick it up now. And like,
It's so good. It's it's actually one of the books in recent years that I've reread, and I've put it on my list this year because I want to reread lots of books that have been like my favorite books of all time, and it's on my list to reread this year. So if you want to do a buddy read, Rhiannon, I'm happy to do that.
yes, definitely.
It's so good.
Buddy definitely helped me actually pick up books. Like I always say, oh, I'll get to it, and then they stay on my shelves for years. So that would be really, really handy. If you wanted to, don't feel like you have to.
No, I'd be happy to. I'm going to be reading it anyway, so yeah, that would be good. I'm actually doing a buddy read at the moment, or like a read along with like loads of people of Middlemarch. I don't know if you've seen Middlemarch, but it's literally like just under 1,000-page classic.
I started reading it, and I was going to comment like, "Are you okay?" And I thought, no.
It's literally like a doorstop. Like if someone came and attacked me whilst I was reading, I could pretty much club them with it.
We love books as a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. You always got to be thinking of these things.
I barely read anything in that sprint because again, I was distracted. And again, I'm just getting redder and redder, and I don't know why. So I'm like, and I'm still so red.
I'm really red.
Oh, we're always red. Like what? I feel like every time we're like, what is why? Why are we red? But yeah, you guys look all cozy and nice, and I'm like,
You sat in front of your ring light.
yeah, I am. That might be why, but yeah, it is quite hot. That's probably it, because yeah, I always have it sort of here when I'm doing lives, so that's probably not good.
Can you hear people?
No.
What's your hamster called? What's its name?
Cornelia.
Aww.
Oh, that's so cute.
The Taylor Swift song, of course. It was playing in the car when I picked her up,
Aww.
and it was a name I'd been considering. So I was like, "You've named yourself."
Oh, I don't think I could ever go back to owning hamsters. I feel like I liked it, liked having them at the time, but looking back, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I've only got her because my landlord wouldn't let me get a cat, and technically I'm not allowed her. But my landlord was just like, "You can break the rules, it's fine."
I break the rules for a pet first.
Yeah, the flat I live in is far too small for a cat anyway,
Mm.
because it's a studio. But
Oh yeah.
she hated even like coming out of her cage until like February.
Oh.
So she's doing really well. I got her in October.
Oh, right.
I got her the same day my nephew was born. And she wouldn't come out. If you got her out, she would just hide behind a cushion or something.
Aww.
Mm.
I'm like transfixed now. I'm just.
Yeah.
Someone I work with, their hamster recently passed away. Sad story, but she showed me a video of like she did like almost like a Viking ceremony for like sending it off, literally like into the river on like a burning thing, and it's terrible. But like she showed me the video of it, and I was just like.
Oh, you're breaking up a bit.
Dear me.
Yeah, you froze.
Oh no. Well, at least it's not Rhiannon this time.
No, it was Karis in our.
I remember it was you and one of yours.
Yes, I was hosting it, and then I got kicked. My Wi-Fi went down for the entire day. Like it cut out, and then it was down for a whole 24 hours after that. But I was like hosting it, and Rhiannon was the only other person like, live on it, and we were like, "How do we end it?" Because
it was just there, full screen. I couldn't even, highlight the comments. So I was just like, oh, this person said this. Nice.
Can you not end it unless it's
No, because yeah, I can leave, but like the live stream would
the
still
live
go.
stairs?
Yeah. So I was like, nah. Oh,
Nope.
but yeah, I don't get how people can host lives by themselves, because I was on there for what, like 5 minutes, and I felt so awkward.
Yeah.
I need someone to like bounce off, you know? Or, like,
Oh yeah.
I didn't have anybody for Books About Bipolar this month, so I was like, I could do it myself, and then decided to cancel it because I'm not talking for an hour about a book without anybody there with me.
yeah, even though like people comment, again, like if I feel like if I was just highlighting them and talking, I'd be like, oh, this is just way too like too much of me here. Like,
Oh yeah.
no one needs that. We need some people.
Yeah, and you can't do what you do in a normal video, just like cut out half of what you're saying, which is definitely what I do.
Oh, honestly, yeah, I just talk way too much as well. I feel like people just get so bored. Like,
Amy, oh, Amy,
I start going on a tangent and then you can't stop me. Like, don't
Amy.
so
What happened there? Did you hear the end of the hamster
no.
being
No. We just sort of like went into the river, and that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end of the story. Yeah, but she was showing me this. She was showing me this video, and I was trying not to laugh because it just seemed so dramatic and also funny because it was a hamster. And then yeah, she laughed as well. I think she realised that it did look pretty funny.
Oh yeah. That's
Pretty
great.
epic send off.
I was gonna say I love Vikings and stuff. I love the show and I love like Norse mythology. So like that would definitely be me.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Oh, bless.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I plan on getting a kitten as soon as I move into a house that I buy. There will be cats. They already have names.
Kitten.
That's cute.
Cutest.
Yeah, that's what we did. We bought our house a few years ago, and within a month, my mum's cat had kittens, and so she was like, "Here you go." So we've got like little. Well, they're not little anymore; they're big, but
Your cats are beautiful, though.
they are. They're very cute. Really, I could hear one of them like scratching outside the door earlier. They get so like excited by the fact that like someone. Yeah, as soon as she heard me, here you go. Here's Winnie.
Oh, is she?
Oh.
She's so scatty though. She won't sit still. She'll want to like come and make friends with everybody.
Not going to pounce at the screen, is she? If I hold.
It's gone.
Oh, see, my cat's so antisocial.
But Sid,
Oh.
Oh.
this is the big fluffy monster he is. But they don't often come in this room because all the books, and I've got lots of plants in here as well, and they like to eat them.
That's my foot, Cornelia. Oh, this way. No, you can't go that way. Come on. You ready to go? Yeah, you're ready to go home, aren't you?
Oh, we've got animal chaos.
I really miss living with pets. My brother's got like the family cat and dog, but I can only see them when I visit him.
Mm.
Catless here.
Oh, yeah, I was like that at uni, and then as soon as I moved to this house, I bought my family cat. She is my cat technically, but like I bought her from my family home here because they had 2 dogs there, and I felt bad for her. And now we've got Buffy, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I just love. I can't live without a cat and a dog. I feel like they're just. I need them in my life. Like, oh, they just make everything better.
I swear my parents had more of a custody battle over the cats than they did over the kids.
That would be a struggle.
Definitely. I've never had a pet in my house, so I don't understand. My mom's always hated animals, so I was only allowed like a couple fish, and that was it. So I don't understand.
I've been one that's gone through them all. Like since I was little, I've had like guinea pigs. I'm very allergic to animals though, and like their fur. So
Oh,
it didn't go down well for some reason. But yeah, I had like rabbits and guinea pigs and fish and hamsters and cats and dogs. But yeah, I think that's why I feel like I just have to have some sort of pet. I feel like I just get super lonely otherwise. They're such a comfort little thing.
Yeah, we had rabbits when we were very little. And then my mum was like, no, I don't like animals. I don't want any animals. And then one day we got back from my dad's and she's got this big, massive Labradorisian.
Wow.
And it was,
right.
we had him for like 2 weeks. And yeah, he's the only reason that my mum took me to the doctor when I told her I'd gone deaf. Because my mum was just like, no, you haven't. You're being silly. But the dog would not leave me alone. That dog was, yeah, like I said, we only had him for 2 weeks, but he was a puppy as well. He was about 6 months old. So he was boisterous and
Yeah, I wanted either a Labrador or an Alsatian, so that just sounds. Oh. I love that. But we only got a dog because my mum and dad divorced, and my mum was like, "Well, I'm kicking out your dad, so let's just get a dog."
That's funny.
So yeah, that's how we ended up with a dog, and yeah, we got a second one as well because we just love it. But yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Who needs a partner? Just get a dog. It's fine.
True.
Oh. I was going to say my dog was about to come like bursting through the door, but I think she's decided I'd be trampled.
I don't know how my dog's going to cope because I've been staying at my parents' house for lockdown, but before they've had her for like 2 years beforehand, and I've only really been here like the odd weekend, but now she's so used to me being here for like so many months. I think when I go back to my flat, she's going to be like, what's going on?
Oh.
Miss you. Like, I tell myself this. I tell myself that Freddie, our dog, misses me, but he does get very excited to see me, so it counts.
To be fair though, there's nothing better than like going home and just seeing how excited they are. Like I genuinely miss my family dogs so much, and like when I see them, oh my heart, like they're just so excited and they just follow you for hours, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, nobody loves me like that dog loves me.
Oh.
a dog always needs you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel bad though because like since having Kiwi, like because Tom and I are on placement all day, I honestly like throughout the day I'm like, oh my god, I just miss her so much. It's so sad, but I'm like,
It's relatable.
yeah, I literally Tom texted me the other day. He was like, damn, I just miss the dog, and I was like, yeah, me too. The cat's fine. The cat can deal, she likes her own space.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm like, oh, she's home all day. It's probably like the longest day ever. Oh, I just feel so bad. Leaving for the school every morning. I'm like,
One of my friends got a puppy last February, like the end of February, and now they've been asked to go back to the office starting in a couple of weeks, and they're just like, I don't know how this puppy is going to cope, because they obviously didn't anticipate working from home when they got the puppy. So they thought, we'll train it, it'll be fine. But now they've had him since he was literally like 6 weeks.
oh, that's so
Oh,
difficult.
wow.
Yeah, we decided to get ours, like, it was like the perfect time because we knew we weren't going to schools until about February anyway. So like just before Christmas, we were like, if we get a dog now, we can train her, that sort of thing. So it's worked out all right. But even then, the first day we both were out the house all day. If you follow my Twitter, you might have seen, oh my God, my kitchen was an absolute state. She's like chewed all the skirting, she's chewed the wall, her puppy pad, all the pieces everywhere. She peed on the floor. I was like, oh no. But I'm like, I can't blame her for it because like we've been home 24/7, like you say. To be like, 7 hours without anyone, she's probably getting so stressed. I felt so horrible. But I can't imagine having a dog for a year and then having to leave them. That's that dog's gonna have separation anxiety. Bless.
Aw.
This is why I like cats, because you can just leave them and they're fine.
Yeah.
Dogs are needy.
Yeah, but see, the sad thing is when you want cuddles or like if you want to give them attention, they don't like it.
That is very true.
I'll pick
Yeah,
up
like when
and she'll just leave.
yeah, like we went on holiday, like back when you could actually go on holiday, and like our friend was looking after the cats, and like we got to like 3 days into the holiday, and we were like, oh, we really miss the cats. Like, do you think they miss us? We were like they were our children. And then we got home, we were like, oh, and they were like, yeah, all right. Like, literally couldn't have cared less that we weren't there all that time.
When my ex would come and stay at my house, like the amount of times he'd just be like, oh, I wonder what Jerry's doing, which is his cat. And I'm like, he's having the time of his life. He's 2.5 years old. He's a teenage boy. He loves it. He's not missing you at all.
It's true. Yeah, they just love it, honestly. I'll sit with her for like 2 minutes and I'll try and stroke her and she's like, nah, get away. Like, so yeah, it's really sad. At least with the dog, they're always excited and they always like want to give you love. The cats are like, no, piss off.
Animals are so much better than humans.
That's the truth.
It's like that Frozen song. When reindeers are better than people. Like substitute it with any animal, it's true.
Yeah. I feel bad for Cecilia that doesn't have a pet.
I don't get it. So I'm just sitting here like never been I'm to the point where it's like even like a lot of my friends didn't have like pets or anything. So then I dated someone who had like multiple dogs, and I was like, what do I do with it? Like, I didn't know what to do, and I was like, what do you mean? I don't know. Like, go over there. Like, I didn't know what to do.
The best thing I discovered was that on Bumble you can filter your search to people who have cats or like have dogs. So I was like, when I found this feature, I was like, I'm not interested in anyone, but I'm interested in your cats.
That's such an amazing feature, though.
That is
Oh
cool.
my god! I think every
No hamster.
Oh, no.
Would we do some more sprints?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Are people happy with 35?
Oh, we're pushing it out a bit now.
We're doing a little more.
Take us the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's do it. 35.
Hopefully, I'll actually read this time. I literally don't do anything. So,
Oh, hang on, it's broken again. You'd think a year of doing technological things, I'd be better at this.
I think I'm getting worse.
yeah, I mean,
Worse.
That's why I disappeared at the start of the sprint because I literally pressed the cross on the tab and I was like, what have you done?
we were all like, wait, Karis has had a go at Shah for like not letting the stream, and now she's just like,
No, I just opened the tab and closed it straight down again. And what is wrong with me?
oh my god, I love that.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Cecilia, are you okay?
I have 45 pages left,
Oh, no.
and so much is happening.
I just looked up in your face as like,
I was like, it was like reveal after reveal. I read like 30 pages, and I was like, moment after moment.
oh my gosh. And you've like stopped smack bang in the middle of it.
No, I stopped at the perfect spot right after like a paragraph. So a paragraph was, or a chapter was about to start. So it was like a perfect spot to stop.
Nice.
Live reactions. I didn't realise that the Brown Sisters books were set in the UK, and I definitely didn't know they were set in the Midlands.
Are they? Where, did they
they
work?
They talk about South Nottinghamshire, and I'm like, but which village in South Nottingham? I lived in, because it could be.
I thought they were in London.
No, they're definitely British, because I was reading it and they said something about somebody in the state. Oh yeah, they're in the States or something, and I was like, aren't you in the States? So I think they're British. And then later on they mentioned South Nottingham.
I really want to read them. Last year I was like, oh no, I don't think they're for me. I don't know if it's just because of the hype of the new one, but I feel like I'm depriving myself of happiness by not wanting to read them.
Yeah. I'm like that. But for me, it's like I don't read romance, and I'm like, do I want to dive into a romance book? But I feel like I'm just going to love it. But I'm like, oh, I don't want to like commit.
There's a scene in it that I was like, she went there. It's like the opposite of what you would expect in a romance.
Mm.
Ooh, okay, now I'm intrigued.
I'm not PG on my channel, so I can tell you it's a scene where the guy is masturbating, which you do not see that a lot in a romance.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's dual perspective, isn't it?
Say that again.
It's dual perspective, isn't it? You get both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a bit like, oh, okay.
Has anyone read A Court of Silver Flames?
No.
Just me then. Okay. Well, yeah, there's like a lot of sort of explicit scenes in there where I dove into it and I was just like, oh, this is fun, and then I was like, oh, okay. But again, I like that because it's fantasy romance. I don't know if I'd just like a romance, but like again, I've nothing but good things about it. So I'm like, I'm tempted. I'm very tempted.
I read From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout earlier this year, and then the second one. And when I picked that one up, I thought it was just a fantasy book, and so then I like started reading it. And I was like, "These people are having sex. What's going on?" Like I've literally never like picked up a book like that before. So I was like reading it, and like Mark was like looking at me, and he was like, "You okay?" I was like, "There's sex in my book. Like what is going on?" But loved it. The second book, I was like, that was a 5-star read. I'm so excited. The third one comes out next month.
Yeah,
so
again,
get on that.
I'm waiting to binge it. I think I'm gonna like buy the trilogy and just like fly through it. But yeah, I was the same when I was reading A Court of Silver Flames. It was like I got to a scene and I was like, and Tom went, what's the matter? And I was like, just leave me alone for a bit. It's fine. Like, just leave me scene. It's fine.
I just want to acknowledge this comment because the Lake District is where I'm from. So these books are set in the two of the 3 places I've lived. Like, so please tell me the second book is set in Leicester. It is just like my journey.
I think it was.
It was.
I don't think it was. I don't remember what it was set.
I didn't think it was. I was like,
no, sorry.
You got excited.
yeah, I was like, come on, Nottingham, Leicester, and the Lake District. What these books? But this is interesting.
I haven't read the third book yet.
Ooh. Cool.
I'm into it.
Trying to be PG, but doesn't work. Oh, has anybody nearly finished a book?
Other than this one.
Started a book.
Yeah, she's like, just let me read. Just let me read.
I am, but I just need time.
I'm debating picking up Jade War after this, but I'm reading so many books right now. I can't do it right now.
The problems of being a reader.
I was like, I have to read other things.
I wouldn't. I'd just go straight into the second book.
No, I'll probably read my book club book and then I will go back into the second book. I want to make sure I don't procrastinate like I do every month.
Yeah, fair enough.
What's your book club book?
It is A Dark and Hollow Star by Caitlin. It just came out last month. It's a wife fantasy, and it has a lot. Well, it's like has a lot of queer rep in it, which is always cool, and I'm excited about it. That's all.
I love the cover for that.
It's so pretty. I remember when I first saw it, I saw the wings, and I'm like, the wings look kind of weird, but I'm like, but they look realistic. So I was like, okay,
Sold.
sold. All right, love it.
Yeah, I started that and then I put it down for some reason, and now I don't know where I've put the book. But I was really enjoying it before I lost it.
Yeah, I
was like
I
a
saw
big-
someone's channel recently and was a bit scared by the cover.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
like, it's the best cover I've ever seen. I was like,
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen the cover. I want to see it.
It's got like I'm sure it's like a fae with like
Yeah.
a fairy with pink hair and wings.
See,
but like the wings have arms attached to them.
yeah, the wings kind of remind me of like
Wings.
dinosaur wings, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it
Yeah,
reminds
right.
me of. But yeah, that's the cover.
I've never noticed the hand thing though until you sort of pointed it out. That
Oh,
looks
yeah.
so it looks
Oh, I got the author's name completely wrong. Her name's not Caitlin, it's Ashley.
Very
It's
simple.
fine. I haven't started yet, so.
Did you read any of your book, Rhiannon?
I did, but then I went to make noodles because I haven't had tea yet and I was very hungry. But yeah, I read like 15 pages. It's good so far. It's definitely like very creepy, and there's going to be some paranormal stuff, which I'm like, well, if you don't know, like, I'm not good with scary things and like thrillers. So yeah, Karis saw I was reading this and she was being like, are you going to be scared? I think
I feel your pain. I'm exactly the same. I can't handle horror is like a no-go, but like even thrillers sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't go to sleep now because I'm too scared.
yeah, I'm like that. But yeah, it's good so far. I think I'll probably prefer One by One because it's like a murder mystery in like a snowy setting. I feel like that's definitely more my vibe. Whereas I just get so worked up. But, yeah, I think that's why I'm like procrastinating reading it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just read it in a minute, and then I just don't.
I'm in a really fantasy mood at the minute, but all the fantasy books on my shelves that I haven't read, they're all like 5 years old, so there's nothing exciting. But they're all huge, like massive 800-page adult fantasies, and I look at them and think, it's like I was meant to read this isn't fantasy, but I was meant to read A Brief History of Seven Killings recently because he did Marlon James did a talk at my university, and I picked it up and I sat with it and I was like, but it's so big. It's big and dense. It's not like it's big and you'll get through it quickly. It's all the books I have to read are big.
I'm thinking that I'm starting the third trilogy in Robin Hobb's Home of the Elderlings. And again, I've been putting that off because I'm like, I honestly love that world so much. I love her books, but just the sheer size of the books, I'm like, oh my God, that is a commitment. And I've got like, I don't know how many books I've still got to read, but there's definitely like 7 or something like that. I'm scared.
Is that the live ship traders? Is that the one that you're on? Yeah.
Starting the Fool's Errand, I think. So we've done Farseer Traders. Now we're on the third section of it, and they're so good. But yeah, they just take a lot of time. But like I see, going with that, I love it. I just get so immersed in it. But it's the actually sitting down and picking it up that's like stressing me out.
Yeah, I have sorry.
No, go on. I talk too much.
No, I have the third book in the live ship traders to read, but yeah, it's like 900 pages long.
But that is
I know, and they're so good, but it's just so much work to get through.
Have you tried the audiobook? Because I listen to them on script and read it physically, or I just listen to the audiobook sometimes as well. And they're just so good.
They are so good, and like I need to know things. I need to know what has happened, and like it's intimidating me.
Yeah, so good. I hope you pick it up soon.
My problem is that I have so many different genres. Like I don't have one genre that I would say is like my comfort genre. Like if you look at my shelves, every book is a different genre, and then you go again. And I'm like, oh, what am I in the mood for? That or that. And I want to read everything and then nothing. It's like I read The Poppy War last year in like 2.5 days. So I bought The Dragon Republic and was like, I want to read that. And it's still there. Like, that's another long, intense book.
Yeah, I have to finish that series and it's very intense. And I'm like, this is not something when you need like a comforting read. Like, that's not the series.
Yeah. I've got all 3 of the books and I'm like, I need to be in a mindset where I'm like, I can dedicate time to it and I will like be okay. Because I feel like if I pick them up now, it's just not going to go well. So,
Yeah,
I
I think they will probably be a bit too much to like binge read. I think most people have breaks.
Yeah,
I was planning like binge reading them, but then hearing what people have said, I'm like, okay, I think I'll definitely need to like space it out.
Yeah. I mean, they are intense. I'm okay with the kind of content that's in it because it is a fantasy world. I find like things like the car crash in this are like bother me more than that chapter in the Poppy War. But it is, it's really, really intense. And I think everyone needs to just look up, even what people say about it doesn't prepare you for it, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's the fact.
Have you all read it? Because I haven't read it yet, and I've ordered it. I've ordered it recently, and it's like just arrived. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Like, I've not listened to any reviews or anything yet.
It's based on like real events, isn't it? It's based on historical things. So I think that's what'll get me more. It's like this is not a comparison at all, but like every time I watch Titanic, I just cry because I'm like, this actually happened and people actually lived through this, and I'm like, I can't even begin to imagine. But then thinking about this world and like the context behind the story, I'm like, oh, that is a lot.
I think this one it is because of how fantasy. I wouldn't even say it's heavy fantasy, but I think it's similar enough that it's fantasy. But yeah, it's still based on really harrowing, horrific events.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not in a fantasy mood at the minute. Like for some reason, this doesn't happen often, but I don't think I've read have I read a fantasy book this month? I don't know, but I'm in this weird mood where I just don't know what I want to read. So I'm kind of picking like all sorts of books and like hoping I'll find one that I like, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I I don't know if it's just me or like I just need to like take a break for a bit or what, but yeah, it's stressing me out. So I definitely don't think I'll be picking up a high fantasy book that I'm not familiar with soon.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
it is easy to read in terms of getting through it. It's not a challenging read in terms of the language or anything.
I started listening to the audiobook for it like 2-3 years ago. But I never carried on because basically I ran out of data and I didn't realize you had to download audiobooks because I'm dumb as shit. So like halfway through listening it cut off. And I never picked it back up. But like I really enjoyed what I listened to so far. Like I do enjoy the story. It's just, yeah, I think once it starts getting to those difficult things, I'm gonna be a bit more like, oh, okay. Take a step back for a bit, then dive into it again. So yeah.
Have any of you read My Dark Vanessa?
Yeah.
No, but really,
I literally read it like last weekend, and that is one of actually I think it is the most intense book I think I've ever read. Like it was so intense. It was just insane. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt about it, Rhiannon, but it. Oh.
Yeah, I read it about 2-3 weeks ago, and I felt exactly the same. It's so uncomfortable, but like, it's such an important book.
Yeah.
I think it highlights the fact that the abused doesn't feel like she was abused, but then you see how the abuser manipulates everything. Do you know what I mean? Even though you don't
It's
think
very, very cleverly done.
they are. Yeah, it's definitely one, again, you need to be in the right mindset before diving into it.
Yeah, definitely. Because even if like you're not someone who's generally like triggered by things, like because it's a first person narrative, you're reading and you know, being a woman, you're reading through the eyes of this woman who's been like groomed by this horrific man. And yeah, I just really felt like it was like me, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so intense.
But I appreciate it as well. It's not like sexualized or anything. Like when they describe the man, they're like, oh yeah, he's in like his 40s and he's like a beer belly, whatever. Not like, oh, he was very fit. Do you know what I mean? And like,
and like, yeah, like because she obviously like in her mind, she like at the beginning she was kind of like, oh, you know, I was in love with him, it was great, but actually like what is actually happening in the story, you can tell that that's not what really is going on. Like and then like you said, like the kind of sexualized parts are not made into like a romantic kind of sexual activity. They're like really quite disturbing and hard to read, even like, and most of the time she kind of takes herself away from it and kind of distracts herself, and it's just so desperately sad and hard, but yeah, a good one to read. I would recommend it.
I find that really interesting that you said like they described him as like the pot-bellied, beer-bellied, middle-aged man, because I've never heard that before, and I kind of had the same worry that it would be like this young attractive teacher. And because I've talked about it before with some people on here, like my school, like 5 teachers ended up like getting like actually put in prison. Yeah, 3 went to prison and 2 left. And none of them were the attractive teachers. The attractive teachers were not the ones that caused they caused havoc with the girls.
Yeah,
not the ones who were like creepy.
I think it's the fact that the main character is quite like lonely and isolated, so it's easier than to groom that person. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and again, she doesn't realize what's happening because someone's finally just paying attention to her, and it's so disturbing. But like again, things that happen where you'd probably brush off, but then when you see it in a book, you're like, oh, that's not right. Do you know what I mean? Like you try and say to yourself, oh, that just happened, it's fine. But like, it's not fine at all.
I've had it out of the library twice and just never been able to pick it up. But everybody like raves about it. Obviously, it's like really difficult and triggering, but seems to really love it.
Yeah, I couldn't rate it. I felt wrong rating it in a way. It's one, like you say, like it's not for everyone, and you've got to be in a certain mindset to read it. And it is very like educational as well as being like a very well written story. But I'm just like, I feel so weird trying to rate that. Because, like, I just don't know how to go about it. But like, it's one I'd recommend that everyone read. Like, it's so important. But yeah, I just find it really difficult to put a star rating on something like that. I don't know if that's just me, but I was like, but I'm still thinking about it now, like 3 weeks later, and I still will for a while, definitely.
I'll maybe read it when the world goes back to normal. I'm like, if I finish it, I can go and distract myself at the gym or go for a coffee or something, rather than just sit with my thoughts.
To be fair, it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like very makes you want to like cry or anything like that. It just kind of says, this is what happened, this is how I dealt with it, this is where I am now, whatever sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know how to like properly get it across.
Like I'm excited to read it, but like I'm really excited to read it, and it's weird because like I don't think it'll be too bad for me, because really early in my reading life I traumatized myself. Like I think I read one of the most graphic books I've ever seen, and it was YA too, so I was really confused about it. Like it was like, do you know that one scene in 13 Reasons Why that got everybody like up in arms?
Yeah.
Imagine that scene from that character, but like for 50 pages.
Oh,
I read that when I was like 14, and I was like, what am I?
I still haven't watched that season.
No, it was like, and I was after that. I'm like, I think I've read the worst. I think I can handle anything.
Phases you now.
Yeah, I was like, at 14, nothing phases me. I could read anything.
Was it the book of 13 Reasons Why?
No, it wasn't the book. It was like it has like, it's not very like well known. It was called, that one specifically was called Rage. The first book was about eating disorders. I remember that. And then it was like a series where like these teenagers were recruited by like the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And like each like horseman like found a teenager that like has something to do with it. So like Famine was the person who had the eating disorder. Rage was, and it kind of goes like that. So it would talk about mental health, but I was like, I need to see that in graphic detail. For that long.
The book that I read too that was traumatizing was The Lovely Bones. I read that when I was like 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that one did the same for me. And also the same author, she wrote another book. It's a non-fiction called Lucky. I don't know if you've read that. And that's like her real life experience of being assaulted, and that is extreme. Like that one, yeah,
I think that would be a lot. Like they're very important, but like a lot.
Again, another one that you have to really be in the right headspace to try and get through.
Oh yeah,
it was meant to be fun. Just got dark.
And then we're like, let's talk about the most traumatizing book we've ever read.
Good book, but yeah.
I was going to do another sprint, but I actually do have things I need to do at p:30. So we can keep talking until then. But I'm not going to do another sprint. Also, I'm sleepy. I don't think I can actually read.
Oh yeah. But I do actually have to go real quick. But it was nice. It was nice talking to you guys and having a reading sprints on here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you too. Bye.
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 Oh. God, it got deep.
Sorry, everyone. Yeah. Good books, though. Good books. I definitely recommend. Sorry about that.
Definitely.
Also, can we just talk about Karis's hoodie, because I can't stop staring at it. Look,
you look so cozy.
I don't think I've seen Karis wear anything other than that.
I did start off with something else on, but then I was like, no.
Is that one of those hoodies that like is also a blanket?
Yeah, it's like
Oh, amazing.
Like that. It's the best purchasing decision I've ever made.
Has it got a hood? It looks like it has a hood as well, which is just like,
yeah.
Demonstration, love it.
oh my god, I
You
love
look
it.
so
On my head, but
Guys, can I spend £25 on a lunchbox?
info on this lunchbox.
is it?
Taylor
I was
Yeah.
literally about to say it's a Taylor Swift.
I mean, I just spent £35 on that tumbler that was like this. It's tiny. It's ridiculously small. Am I going to get this and it's going to be an orange?
I don't know. I mean, it would match, kind of.
I don't get why her stuff is so expensive. Coasters, a set of coasters, £25.
Oh my god, what's this? Is it Taylor Swift merch?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
keeps dropping more and more stuff. Like
Well, you know, you told me that. I'm gonna have to go and have a look.
I know.
I was gonna say it's because she knows that people are gonna just like
Just
drop-
loads of suckers, yeah.
Like, I don't even think you can
T-shirt,
get
like,
Americans
Ages
anymore.
ago, and it's still not been shipped.
Oh no!
My Ivy I need my Ivy t-shirt, but I'm waiting for it to.
Oh,
Yeah, though, Taylor Swift has been like so busy this year. Like she has just come out and she's like 2 albums, and I'm re-recording one. By the way, I've got merch.
and she's like recording like the Vault songs with other people.
I know. It's amazing.
I'm so excited. Oh,
Where is the Harry Styles collab? I am convinced that's what they agreed at the Grammys. That is 100% what they were talking about.
So cool.
that would be amazing. I'm just trying to think though. At what point was she not owned by like that management anymore? You know, now she's re-recording songs because someone else owns like the rights to it. Up until when is that?
Reputation was the last one.
Yeah.
Was it that recently?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
only her last 3 are like hers.
Wow, that's
She can re-record all of the albums apart from Reputation. She can't re-record that one until next November.
Well, she's got plenty of others to be getting on with.
honestly.
Keep her
Oh my
busy.
I'm convinced that she's just gonna use this time to have a baby. Because like I've re-recorded all of my albums. I'm gonna release them every few months, so at least there's still stuff coming out while I'm just staying at home doing baby things. I was gonna say doing nothing, but having a baby.
Oh my god, I could not.
Yeah, it's got nothing.
Oh, I love that. I listened to Love Story. Oh my god, still one of my favorite songs to this day. That one and You Belong With Me was like nothing will ever beat those songs.
I remember the day that the You Belong With Me music video came out, and I watched it over and over and over again. It was the same day that I went to see the Hannah Montana movie and didn't realise it was the same guy. I was sat watching the film like, I know him from somewhere, but I can't think where. I think he's really attractive. And it literally took me about 18 months to realise it was the same person.
Oh, I love that. And Teardrops on My Guitar, actually. Oh, it's like when you had like a little crush on someone in school and you came home and you were like, I'm Taylor.
I mean, I had like one crush throughout my whole time at school.
Right.
And then we got together at
Oh,
It's like You Belong With Me.
Right, I'm gonna have to go. So it was lovely to see you all and hang out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for dealing with my chaotic self as I struggled to And I'll speak to you all soon. Anyway, I'm sure. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.